Hey guys, Heatway here, and welcome back to another FIFA 18 Ultimate Team video. And today, I'm going to bring you guys the Ultimate Scream trading and investing guide, covering everything you need to know about Ultimate Scream, when to invest in Ultimate Scream cards, which ones to invest in, when to invest and which cards to invest in from the current team of the week, and also normal gold cards. When is the best time to buy them? Are they going to rise up again in price? And when is the best time to pick them up? As well as some effective trading methods to use during Ultimate Scream, and just covering all of the questions I've been asked recently to do with the market and the market crash with Ultimate Scream. When a price is going to be at their lowest, when they're going to start rising up again, who are the best players to buy, when to buy them, when to sell them, all that good stuff. I'm going to be covering it in today's video. So if you guys do enjoy this type of video, then leave a like on the video. Let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see any more investing and trading guides, maybe for Black Friday or any of the future events on Ultimate Team. And if you guys are new around here, don't forget to subscribe, as I'm trying to hit 50,000 subscribers before the end of the year. But firstly, the first question I've been asked is what is going to happen to Ultimate Scream player prices? Because we're going to be taking a look at last year's prices to see exactly what happened. And what I think is going to happen this year is, obviously they were at their highest when they first came out. That was on Friday, and they're going to keep on dropping down, in my opinion. And then they're going to peak a little bit shortly before the cards get upgraded, and then they're going to plummet down in price for the vast majority, because we're going to take a look right now at some prices of players last year. So first example is Felipe Luis. As you guys can see, when he was first released, he was going for around about 112,000 coins. That was on a Friday. He then continued to drop down as obviously more cards were packed, and on Sunday he was going for about 80k. He then peaked slightly before getting upgraded right here. You guys can see, if I can just focus on that, it was around about 75 to 85,000 coins. Now as soon as he got upgraded, which is going to be the 29th this year, and it's going to carry on to the 1st, he then plummeted in value from around 76k to 50,000 coins, actually 47 at the lowest point. Now that is because so many people went and bought these cards thinking, obviously when he gets upgraded he's going to have better stats. Wouldn't he go up in price? Well, if a lot of people go ahead and buy these cards, he's not going to go up in price, because so many people are going to list up their cards on the market. Everyone's going to do the same thing. The price is just going to drop down. And if that happens, obviously you guys need to make sure that you get your cards beforehand and you've sold them before he actually gets upgraded, because if you have a card that goes ahead and gets upgraded and drops down in price, you could have sold it a few days beforehand without that upgrade and made a lot more coins from it. So the first thing to bear in mind is player prices are likely to drop down when they do get upgraded, and what will happen after that is they're going to rise and fluctuate throughout the year. As you guys can see, a lot of different fluctuations, and that is all because of different SBCs. Now in the future on FIFA 18 there are going to be SBCs that do require these Ultimate Scream cards, and they are going to be upgraded at other points in the future, as EA have said, at spooky times throughout the year, which I'm probably guessing is going to be Friday the 13th, any Friday the 13th really throughout the rest of FIFA 18. These will probably get upgraded. Any other spooky dates, can't really think of any. But I think the EA are going to boost these cards up at other periods of the year. They have already said that. So there is going to be a few price fluctuations like that. And also any SBCs that do require these cards are going to boost up the overall prices of them. So that is a good reason to maybe keep some of these cards in your club once they drop down to their absolute minimum, which I think is going to be once the upgrades have come out, kind of nearing the end of the period where they're upgraded, or as soon as they get upgraded when everyone lists their cards on the market. That's going to be a great time to get some very, very cheap cards, as you can get them and just keep them in your club, store them in your club until they rise up in price when they're no longer in packs and they are potentially going to be needed for some future SBCs. And that trend, you see it with all the other Ultimate Scream cards from last year, people like Balotelli, Adjuris, the same thing happened. They were quite high at first when they were originally in packs, they dropped down, peaked slightly before getting upgraded, got upgraded, plummeted in value, and then they just fluctuated throughout the rest of the year. That is the price trend we're going to be looking at. Now, you can actually trade with these Ultimate Scream cards before they've been upgraded though, and make yourself a ton of coins. And the way you do this is you pick up the cards when they're cheapest. That's normally going to be around 6 to 8 PM UK time. So in the evenings you buy the cards when they've been packed a lot, and less packs are being opened normally in the morning and the early afternoon, so you sell them the next day in the morning or the early afternoon and you make yourself a load of profit. I did this yesterday, picked up some last benders for around about 30,000 coins, and then I sold them on for about 37 or 38k the next day. Very, very easy. So a lot of people doing this. Someone tweeted me a picture because I did a video a couple of days ago on this specific method here. And someone went and got a couple of Masondas for 30k, sold them for 40k the next day because he just risen up in price. That's how the prices are fluctuating right now before the upgrades. What's happening is they're at their cheapest in the evening, and the next day in the morning and the early afternoon they go up a little bit in price. So that is a good way of making coins, and you do want to go ahead and trade with some of the cheaper ones if you want to try this method out. So go with people like Lars and Sven Bender. You can go with Foster as well. Saka's a good one to go ahead and trade with. Masonda as well. Pulisic, Van Dam, Bartra, Boateng. They're all great cards to trade with. And what I would recommend doing is getting them around that 6 to 8 PM time UK time when they're at their cheapest. Just keep an eye on their prices. And if you do see them dropping to the lowest value they've been at for some time, that's a great time to get them. You can snipe them, you can get them on bid, you've got a few different options. Just get them as cheaply as you can, and then sell them on once they rise up in value. It's very, very easy. So players I'd recommend trading with would be Van Dam, Bartra, Boateng, both of the Bend brothers. Foster's a decent one as well, and Masonda and Sako. They're the main ones, they're some of the cheap ones, and if you can get them, once they hit that low value, they're going to rise up again. And they're also going to be useful for any SBCs as well, because another reason these guys have dropped down is because people invest in them, and then at 6 PM if there isn't an SBC that needs them, those people who invested normally seem to sell their cards on, they panic sell, and you guys can get those cards pretty cheaply. And then the next day you could just keep a couple in your club, and if they are needed for SBCs the next day, you can make yourself a ton of coins, because I doubt EA are going to add all these cards into the game and then not do an SBC with them. So there is likely to be one at some point during Ultimate Scream. We did have last year SBCs that needed these cards during Ultimate Scream, where you got cards like Pyatt, Douglas Costa, and also Mario Gaspar in return. So if you get some of these cards when they're cheap, you should be able to make some good coins, either selling them the next day once they've risen, or keeping them for SBCs. Now heading over to the team of the week, there are some great investments to get from here, because these cards have plummeted in price because there has been a massive market crash recently. So these cards are very, very cheap right now. Now the main investments that stand out for me are people like Raheem Sterling. He is currently around 100,000 coins, and I could easily see him dropping to around about 90k when Squad Battle Rewards come out, which I believe is Sunday late on in the evening. That also coincides with when the FUT Champions Weekend League ends, so a lot of people are going to be selling their teams from that. So that's going to be the absolute lowest point I think on the market, and it's the best time to buy your investments if you're looking at Team of the Week and also gold card investments. So I think Raheem Sterling, great one to get if you can get him on Xbox for around 90 to 100k. Check his price on PlayStation, I think it's quite similar, but you should be able to get them very, very cheaply no matter what console you are on. Fakir is also another great one. He was a lot before the actual Ultimate Screen market crash happened, and people thought he'd be going for about 80k or so. He's actually dropped down now to about 50k, and he could drop down as low as 40, and he's another great investment to get. Would really recommend trying to get him when Squad Battle Rewards come out. Try and snipe them, try and get them on bid, just get them as cheaply as you can. And then you've got some cheaper SBC investments. Belushi, 83 rated, really good one for SBCs. He's about 14k. Same with this keeper down here, LeConte. You can get him for about 14k as well. Again, try and snipe the cards, try and get them on bid. You've got a few different options there. So there's some good SBC options, 83 rated, very cheap informs. The same can be said for Elistando and also Fabra. There's some good, quite high rated ones. I mean, they're not the really low ones like these guys down here. They're still 80 plus rated cards, and you can get them very, very cheaply. And same with this guy here, Barutski. You can get him for about 10 or 11,000 coins, and he's an 82 rated inform. So another good one to go and get them as cheaply as you can. And I've got probably about 10 of this guy just on my transfer list. I have so many investments with these discard price informs, and then I'm going to be getting people like Fakir, people like Jesus as well, and Raheem Sterling once they drop down a lot, and that's going to be when Squad Battle Rewards come out. So the cards I wouldn't recommend investing in from here would be Thiago, Immobile, and Icardi. The other ones, they're all really good investments to go and get. Alessandrini's a good one, Zaha's a good one. There are loads of great investments to go and pick up, but the main ones that stand out for me are LeConte, Barutski, Belushi, Raheem Sterling, Fakir. Fabra's a decent one as he is a discard price inform as well. And then Wilfried Zaha as well. He is about 70,000 coins right now, which is so cheap. And if you can get it for about 70 or 80k right now, that's a good price. But I think he's going to drop to about 70, maybe 65,000 coins when the Squad Battle Rewards come out. Because you can try and snipe them. A lot will be packed. It'll drop down in price. And this card here, it's kind of like a 100k value card. It's not a player that should be going for 70k. He's only going for that little because so many have been packed with the market crash and the price has dropped down a lot. His price is going to rise up a lot in the coming weeks, and you just want to get some of these cards, store them in your club, and sell them in the future. Someone like Raheem Sterling's a great one, Fakir's a good one. These lower rated ones that are going to be good for SBCs, like Belushi, Berezutski, they're good ones. People like Zaha, Alessandrini, they're also good ones. So they're the main investments I would recommend getting from the team of the week. Pick them up around about Sunday and Monday. That is when squad battle rewards come out, that's when the weekend league finishes, and that's when these cards should be at their cheapest. Moving on to some gold card investments, the best ones to get are those cards which everyone uses in their weekend league teams. Those really popular players. Last year it was people like Walker, Bailly, Smalling, Kante, Martial. Those types of players. This year we've got the likes of Bakayoko, we've got Eric Bailly, we've got people like Martial, Sane, Ousmane Dembele, Moussa Dembele. Those players who are really popular in the game, but are quite low rated and they're not really expensive. People like Bakayoko right now, you can get him for about 15,000 coins or so. He was going for about 25k just a couple of days ago, and I reckon his price is again going to be the cheapest, like with the Team of the Week players, when the squad battle rewards come out. So if you can try and snipe some cards and get them on bid, people like Bakayoko, Martial, Son, all those cards that are very popular and around that 30 to 10,000 coin mark, they're going to be great investments to get. They are going to rise up again in future, especially with the next weekend league. I think these cards will rise up for that, as everyone's going to be going and building their weekend league teams. And these players are going to be the staple players for those teams. They're the people everyone wants to use. People like Bakayoko is a very overpowered player. Same with people like Son and Martial. Everyone wants to go and get those players for their teams in the weekend league. They're very overpowered, very popular players on the game, and they play in the most popular league on the game, which is the Premier League. So we can get some sweaty, overpowered players in that 10 to 30k mark who are popular on the game, and you can get them cheaply on bid or on buy now. You can try and snipe them when those squad battle rewards come out, when the weekend league finishes and people are selling their teams. That is going to be a perfect time to get your investments if you're looking for some gold cards. And finally, if investing isn't your thing and if you just want to do some trading and make coins, sniping is the way to go. Try and snipe gold cards, ultimate scream cards, even Team of the Week players when a lot of them are going to be packed. That is when new promo packs come out, and that's going to be around 6 to 8 PM UK time, and also when squad battle rewards come out. That is when you want to try and snipe cards, and just try and snipe them for a few thousand coins less, and then list them up either overnight to make some more coins, or list them up immediately and just try and get a quick sale. Or you can keep the cards for a couple of hours, and then once those promo packs aren't currently in store, you should be able to sell them and make even more coins. That's what I've been doing recently with Ultimate Scream cards. I snipe them around 6 to 8 PM UK time, and then I go ahead and sell them in the early afternoon and the next morning, and make myself some very good coins by doing that. But you have got a lot of different options. If you don't want to go ahead and invest, you can go and snipe. You can get cards on bid as well as trying mass bidding, and it does work very well. You can just go through, mass bid on loads of cards, and make yourself a lot of profit as well. But personally, investing is the way to go. Gold cards, Ultimate Scream cards, Team of the Week cards, whatever you want to invest in, go ahead and invest in it. I've shown you guys when to invest in this video, when to buy at their cheapest, and yeah, just keep an eye on prices. As soon as they seem to reach their bottom, and they've bottomed out at their lowest price, go ahead and pick them up and just sell them on when they rise up in price. It's as simple as that. You guys can sell whenever you want, really. If they've risen by about 5 or 6k, you could sell them then if you want to take that profit, or you could wait even longer. They're going to rise up more in the future. It's really up to you when you sell the cards, but get them at their cheapest and you can only make profits. Hopefully this video has helped you out. Leave a like on it if it has. Let me know in the comments down below if you've got any more questions, and I will try my best to get back to you. Subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Take care.